signature touches for your wedding. Next, from Martha's Kitchen. Design a seafood-laden ice sculpture with the country's hottest ice artist for a wedding buffet your guests will never forget. And answers to your wedding cake questions on Ask Martha. Plus more good things for your wedding.
Do you have any idea what these 4 tools could possibly be used for? Well, it's not for guerrilla warfare. In fact, it's for sculpting some very beautiful ice sculptures for your wedding buffet. Can you imagine beginning your wedding reception with the cake? When it's made of ice and brandishing sweet shrimp, it's the new way to rethink the raw bar. And we've updated the standard hors d'oeuvre with a few wonderful new twists. And Joe O'Donoghue is the master of new twists, especially when it comes to ice sculpting. Hi, Joe.
How you doing?
I'm so glad you could come today. I love the look of this ice cake. This is an ice sculpture that you can use at a wedding any time of year.
And what it is a modification of the cube. You know, it's an ice cube.
Joe has a lot of good new ideas. This tray made out of plastic.
Yeah, this is a 1/2-inch flexi, very strong. These things are great, and if you purchase them, they become in handy for a whole bunch of other things.
Well, they disappear because it is plexiglass, and it's transparent.
It matches the cube. You know,
right.
it's kind of like it's a piece of ice, but it's...
And there is a drain pipe coming off the back. It's hard to see, so that it catches all the water that drips down from the ice into this tray, and then it just drains into a pail underneath your table. So you're not left with a big mess of water underneath. I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
First of all, where do you get ice that is this clear?
Well, I purchased this from a company called Nuzzle Brothers, and it freezes from the bottom up. They keep it moving. So it's like a fish tank type of thing to get the air out.
Oh, the water keeps moving?
They keep the water moving, and so the air comes out while it freezes. Because when ice knits together, it wants to push everything but ice out of the way.
Right.
So what happens when you freeze from the outside in, that's where that gray is. That's the air being pushed away from the ice knitting together.
Right.
So that gray thing is just air bubbles.
So why don't you just show us? You've started with, what size block is this?
Well, this is 20 inches on the bottom, and then we stepped down to 16 inches here. This is the wire mesh. I've been using gravity to do my ice thing all along, and gravity with the mesh is completely...
So you don't have to ever worry about this block
moving. We got a whole bunch of ice together in a couple of minutes, and it's like a house.
Okay, so now what size is this?
11 inches.
Okay.
We got another section. Again, we cut the mesh to fit, you know, so it doesn't really
there aren't smaller shears that you could use, right?
These are special. These are my grandfather's. So
so you use them for good luck?
Yeah.
I have a pair exactly like them, and they were my grandfather's.
But I tell you, you know, they have smaller ones, but the weight and the old leverage of the tool is really something.
Joe knows exactly the right tool. That's a beautiful block, too.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we get a good square front. That's better like that.
I love what the mesh does. It gives you another dimension underneath the ice.
Yeah, you can even see something.
Is this okay like that?
I guess that looks good.
Because what I have for the top is our cocktail sauce.
Right.
And how would we keep that from sliding?
Well, again, the mesh, man, this stuff is like...
So that melts into the ice.
That'll just sit there, and then anything that you stick on it won't move.
I love that.
So we can do shot glasses around here with a bottle of alcohol in it. You know, we can do, you know, candles and votives and things like that. We're going to start adding some more mesh so the shrimp don't slide off. We got mesh.
Okay, so we should do mesh strips around here. The mesh will melt into the ice and will hold the shrimp on.
Right.
Now we have amazing bowls of fresh cooked shrimp with the tails on. Oh yes, you bet. And as you arrange your shrimp around, use a little bit of fresh thyme for green. And again, you can do this with any kind of seafood. It's so amazingly beautiful. Thanks, Joe. Joe the Iceman has done it again. And I have a lot more ideas to show you for your wedding buffet. Some excellent hors d'oeuvre ideas.
On the